everybody. Happy Friday and welcome to the Fanatic Forum. I'm your Fanatic and host, George Bueller, and a very Merry Christmas out there to all of our viewers. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday, had a lovely and safe one there. And of course, I can't do this show here basically without my take two. Without my brother from another mother here. It's the holidays are already kicking in here, folks. We can't talk tonight, but we're going to try to get through his best here. Mr. Manhammer, what's going on, sir?
Oh, what is up, brother? How you doing tonight?
Dude, I am full of steak because I cooked dinner last night and found ribeyes that were like this friggin' thick. So, yeah, we had ourselves a nice steak dinner. Also made my very first bundt cake.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yes, and it was just a regular old yellow bundt cake with chocolate icing on it, and also turned out very well. So yeah, I'm giving myself the old Barry Horowitz here.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of myself, and Michelle was very pleased with dinner. So I told her, like, that's our new tradition. It's like, you take care of Thanksgiving, I got Christmas.
Right, and ribeye steak, man, that's the.
Yeah. And they're bone in too. Yeah, our local IGA over here that is our local place, man. I'd say they have great, like they have the best quality meat for like the cheap. Like these, I got like two of these giant mofo's. Like they're both about the same size. $25
for both of them.
For the pair.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, that's a damn good deal.
Mm-hmm. Top quality USDA chuck, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So, and of course, we had some, big potatoes go along with it too. But yeah, like I was watching like a lot of cooking videos. So like, like with basically like, proper steak preparation, like how they do it in the fancy restaurants. And so the deal is when you take them out of the fridge, you like pat them dry, right? Take them out of the package, pat them dry both sides, right? So that kind of gets some of the excess moisture. It also apparently helps with a proper even sear. Okay. Then you salt them. Salt your steaks, just salt, no pepper. Just salt both your steaks. Put them back in the fridge for a little bit, like maybe like an hour or so, right? And let that salt kind of sit and absorb, right? And then when you start your steaks up in the skillet, you put like a little olive oil in there, right? Get them started with the sear, right? And so you get them both good sides, and you want to flip frequently too. You want a nice even sear. They tell you don't flip a lot on the grill. When you're doing the skillet, flip a lot.
Right.
So you flip a lot on the skillet, right? So you get a nice, even sear on both sides. And then you get some butter and like some garlic. And if you want some herbs to go with it, get a little herbs, like some thyme or something like that. And put that in the skillet with it. Let it get it all melted and get together. And then just like baste. Just like kind of just keep basting over and over again on your steaks. And flip them a little bit. And then baste the other sides real good. Just keep doing that. And then right at the end, you can add some pepper if you want, but apparently, like black pepper can scorch really easy, and so it kind of burns. But salt has a much higher density. So yeah, you can salt your steaks all you want as you're cooking them; they'll be fine. But you want to pepper them at the end. So
yeah. I know you want to do most spicing and seasoning towards the end anyway, just because that stuff will all burn out, and unless it's already like brined into the meat or whatever.
But salt's a little different, especially if you're using like a coarser salt or something like that, not just like a regular like iodized table salt or something. Just good old kosher salt, good flicky salt, something like that. That works. Yeah, so just did the steaks like that, and so I've been I've been studying up, and it panned out very well. So
very nice. Yeah, I went over to Eric and Steve's, the other two horsemen, yesterday, and enjoyed Christmas dinner with them, and got my. Repping my G.I. Joe shirt from them today. They got me this one and a badass Cobra shirt.
I know, yeah. You got some cool gear. So
and my Cobra Commander, like not a crappy bootleg, a real honest to God Cobra Commander.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that AliExpress Cobra Commander bootleg was not good. Like, I thought I was gonna.
If you're not getting from a bona fide toy store, or an online toy store or something like that, don't do the Temu route or the AliExpress. It's like, because you're just buying garbage.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like I knew that this was going to be a bootleg, but like I was thinking, like I could live with it for $11, and it was just like no, it was a terrible $11 bootleg.
Well, of course, the Horsemen will convene tomorrow night, watching the AEW pay-per-view, and I'm excited to give you all your Christmas gifts too. So,
actually, no, we're not. We got to talk about that after. No, tomorrow night is not a thing.
oh,
Yeah, no, we'll talk about it after the show, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah. Anyway, well, either way, I'm still excited to give you all your Christmas gifts. And also, it's too warm to wear it right now because literally yesterday I had the windows open. I was wearing shorts on Christmas. It was a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, yesterday's wearing shorts was nice for Christmas. Yeah, and everybody was like, "I want snow," and it's like, no, I've
had snow. Snow was a couple of weeks ago. You got it a little early. And don't worry, it's going to be cold as shit on Monday, apparently. Yeah. So winter's coming back. But I got 60-degree weather on Christmas. Thank you, baby Jesus. Anywho, you were privy to the Christmas sweater that Michelle got me this year, and I was going to wear it tonight, but like I said, it's too damn hot. But it is it's a black, just traditional, regular like sweatshirt sweater, but it's got Santa Claus, but he's in a Doctor Doom suit. So it's just his head is exposed. You see like the hat and the beard and everything, but everything else is Doom. It's like Santa Doom, yes. So that was my Christmas sweater that she got. Which, granted, I haven't had a Christmas sweater in a long time, so it was like this was a proper one. Of course, you were clued in early on to see if just for confirmation if I would like it. You're like, yeah. So yeah, you were correct. So. And Michelle also got me one of those cocktail smoking kits, like those little thing you can put on top of your glass, and you just put there's a selection of wood chips I have that came with it, and you just load the wood chips in, hit the button, and smoky. And I was playing that last night. It was pretty dope.
There you go.
Yeah. So she knows me well. So, and I got her comfy, big comfy house shoes because she was complaining about being cold. So I got her some house shoes and a big new blanket for her bed and the new Joe Hill book in hardback. And that thing's a monster too.
Oh yeah, King Sorrow. Yeah. That's a hell of a book though too. Like that is excellent. She'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. She hasn't read it yet. So basically, I got her comfy shoes, a blanket, and a book. I know my baby.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Alrighty here. Oh, Mr. Martin is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Feliz Navidad and all that. Are we here to challenge me? Yes. So we're going to discuss completely our G.I. Joe topic from last week. We were ambitious, trying to do 2 topics at once, and we spent way too much time on the first topic. So we're like, we just talked too much. Yeah. So we're going to basically double back and talk about our G.I. Joe stuff this week. So.
Yes.
So Santa baby, can you bring the Doomsday today?
I've got to
know
if it's the Avengers Doomsday trailer, you can keep that shit. By the way, yeah. So I actually got to watch the actual trailer, which, if you'll remember last week, I was talking about watching the AI version. Apparently that was somebody who had tried to recreate the trailer in AI and did a halfway decent job at it, actually, because I was really surprised that was the fucking trailer they released.
Well, there's basically 4 trailers they're going to be releasing over the next few weeks. So that was just the first of the 4.
Wow, let me strap in for the rest of them is how excited I am for them to be creatively bankrupt and rehash the same shit over again.
Dude, as much as people have been complaining about kind of the current slew of Marvel stuff and why can't we have this? Why can't so-and-so come back? They're coming back.
That's the problem that I have with it, is because we've done that already. And it's like, okay, so it's like, instead of actually focusing on making like the Sam Wilson Captain America interesting, no, we just have to go back to the well and pull Chris Evans out of retirement again. And that's the thing. Like, well, I've had this argument.
Well, here's the thing, though. We're just going over a trailer at this point. We don't know what the plan is. Yeah, they're bringing some of the old guys back because the next trailer that's kind of out right now that we haven't seen online involves Thor, and basically also his daughter Love from Love and Thunder has returned, basically because he's kind of like putting her to bed, and then he's basically kind of like almost kind of recreating Jesus in the garden. He's praying to Odin, because he has to go off to battle and I've got this great foe that seems, completely unstoppable, sort of thing like that. I want to protect her though, sort of thing like that. So it's basically it's a father praying to his father, to protect his daughter. So there's a theme that starts.
Did I lose you? Oh shit! Come on, come on. I don't know if I'm frozen or George is frozen. One moment.
Hey, folks, sorry about that. All of a sudden, my internet just died. So, mid conversation, I'm not entirely sure why. So, let me bring Seth back on here. There we are.
There we go.
Martin says Frozen Part 5.
Well, it was weird because I was sitting there like you had frozen, and I was like, "Well, is it me?" Because I was fully expecting it to be my internet, right?
Nope, no, for
And
once it
so
was
then I was like,
mine.
"Well,
Yep.
I just need to restart," and so that's why I dropped out. Yeah,
No,
okay.
nope, no, you're perfectly fine. It was all me, and so, but yes, we are back now. So sorry about the little technical difficulty there. But yeah, I don't know why. It's almost our internet just died, and so I yelled up to Michelle. I was like, "Hey, is it? How does it? Our internet just died." She's like, "I didn't touch it." I'm like, I didn't say you touched it. I just informing you that our internet
I didn't
died.
touch it.
So she unplugged it, plugged it back in, and we're rocking and rolling. So there you go.
Hey, sometimes that's all you have to do.
Apparently so, yeah. So anyway, going back to the conversation we had was about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. So yeah, so like the Thor trailer is literally like he's putting Love to bed, his daughter from Love and Thunder, who is basically eternity essentially. He's putting her to bed, and then like Jesus going into the garden before he's crucified, he's praying to Odin to help guide him in this battle because he wants to come back and be a father to her, but he's not sure he's coming back.
Yeah,
And
just
just
like the other three all be all end all battles that they've had. I know I'm being a pessimist on this. Like bringing back the old cast is not gonna like. There's very little that's gonna like make me jump on
well,
board with it. Like
I'm
I
not
just
sure how
I
much.
hate this idea.
Well, I'm not sure how much the old cast they are bringing back. That's the thing too. Because like I'm not 100% sure Scarlett Johansson is going to be back at all.
Well, she's
Jeremy
pissed
Renner,
off at him, so I can
yeah,
understand that. Yeah,
yeah. Jeremy Renner, technically Hawkeye's character is retired, so
and
he may
Steve
not.
Rogers was an old man, so
Well, Steve Rogers is an old man in our timeline, but if we're plucking him from basically when he went back to Peggy in the 50s and then started life with her and had a kid, so we're plucking him back from that timeline, then that's saying something. Um, or
cop
maybe,
out.
I don't know, but so. But what's the thing, though? That's the thing. Everybody's complaining about the current crop of all the stuff we've got. So let's give them some of the old guys back again, at least for a little bit. Maybe it is like they're going to give them the face push for the next generation, sort of thing like that. So
It just it doesn't sit right with me though, just because like no okay. So like again, I will say like the whole first phase of Marvel, like up to Endgame was like, it was a cinematic achievement, right?
sure, yeah,
And then they dropped the ball pretty hard because they just went, full tilt boogie into everything.
yeah,
And it's not because but I'm going to say it's not because of the people they have playing it, and it's not because of the characters that they have. I mean, a lot even from what I have seen of this current phase of Marvel, like the writing is shit.
yeah.
Like it's, I mean, and
Well,
it,
it's very hit and miss. There's some like there will be some good points, and then there's a lot that's like, yeah. So yeah,
yeah, it's when it goes back to like, okay, so the whole idea of Captain America: Brave New World, like I was with you, I thought that was a great movie.
yeah,
Just because it was different.
yeah.
It was like it was trying to expand on a world without Steve Rogers, with a
Mm-hmm.
dead Tony Stark, like like and just the like I know that they're gonna keep bringing back characters and retelling the same stories. Like what's his name's already said they were gonna do that, and it's it call me a pessimist, but I'm not excited for this, and it's I just I'm starting to see the cycles and everything, and just
Mm-hmm.
seeing that, that knowing that, all it is just to get money, obviously, because I mean, they're a business, and they're trying to generate profits and revenue. But
Sure, yeah.
it's like, like it worked with Deadpool and Wolverine to bring back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And that just started like the whole like serious talks about, well, maybe everybody will come back. How many more times can we get Patrick Stewart to play Professor X? If the check's big enough,
One more, yeah.
yeah,
One more at least. So
one more past the last three one mores.
yeah.
And
Well,
it's
and again, too, like this is because apparently, this is going to be kind of the avenue, like basically the combination of Doomsday and Secret Wars will be. Apparently, Secret Wars is going to do a hard reboot, so we may actually see new generations or new recastings of Cap and Thor or whatever else. So we get a new Steve Rogers, but it's a younger actor. And it's not Chris Evans. Something along those lines. The possibilities are endless. But Secret Wars, they can completely do a hard reboot on the entire MCU, because essentially the whole storyline is that whatever happens in Doomsday, Doctor Doom essentially saves the world. But he recreates Earth in his own image, and it's basically kind of like a hodgepodge of all these different previous events, things that happen to keep basically the heroes busy. So it's like, here's, Civil War if Tony and Cap never resolve their issue. So it's still going. It's been going for years. Yeah. Or, okay, well, here's a possible world of the Battle of New York, except the Chitauri win. Sort of. So it's all these possibilities, but keeping the, basically alternate worlds, but it's all in one sort of thing like that. And then basically Doom rules over all. And in the book, like, there are certain heroes that are exiled because essentially they were kind of outside of time when things happen. So they're kind of immune to all this, but they're trying to get back in and fix stuff. Reed's one of those guys. But like the rest of the Fantastic Four are there. So like Sue is now Doom's bride, and Reed's children are now his children. He basically kind of tortures the Thing and Johnny Storm. Actually, no, I think maybe Johnny's with Reed. So he tortures the Thing, though, definitely. He basically turns the Thing into a living wall. Like he basically the wall's entire around the city. So it's like there's all this stuff that Doom gets all of his revenge and rebuilds the world in his image. But then basically after things are righted, it's a brand new day, it's a whole new world, a whole new multiverse, and so they can do whatever they want, to reset things from there if they wish. So
yeah, but they just got a long road to hoe if they want to win me back as a fan, because it's just.
You're not alone. There's a lot of people who have kind of dipped out on it.
Yeah, it's like, and you're explaining the plot and everything, and it's like that's all well and good. Like it's just my apathy towards all of it is just like it's palpable to me. Like it's to the point where it's like when people come up to me and they're like, "Have you seen the new Marvel thing?" And they're like, because I'm supposed to be excited for it. Like I feel guilty being like, "Yeah," and I think it sucks. Like it's like
it's okay. Every franchise has their dip, has their bad moment. Ninja Turtles had Secret of the Ooze and friggin' Vanilla Ice was in there. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
That was awesome. Turtles 3 sucked.
Dude, that's the thing. I'm in the minority. I like the third one. I don't like 2. I like the third one. They go to feudal, like it's a time travel thing, but they go back to feudal Japan. That's cool. I liked that. Anyway, but but still, I think we can all agree that the first was the best with the Turtles movies. But
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, one of the best movies ever.
But every franchise has their dip, and I mean the MCU, they started off real hot, and they had a great 10 years, and then basically through bad decisions of overbooking stuff, basically a writer strike, 2 actor strikes, and COVID screwed everything up. Oh, and also the Jonathan Majors stuff too. Yeah. So all that shit screwed basically whatever plans they had, and we got what we got for the last few years. And so hopefully Doomsday is part of the writing the ship. So,
and one other thing too that bothers the piss out of me about Marvel stuff anymore, and it's like, and I've talked about it a couple of times. I know I've talked to you about Avatar, right? But like, I don't know if So like, watching like the 2 Avatar movies, like I haven't seen the new one yet, obviously. But watching the first 2, and it's like largely a CG world. Like you see all the special effects that James Cameron did, right? Like, like the performance capture and all that crap, right? Like seeing the backgrounds of that where like things are actually alive and everything, compared to a standard Marvel production, which is where everything is a medium shot on a flat plane and the background is out of focus. Pay attention, because it's like that every time. There's no visual interest, nothing visually interesting going on, like shot wise. And it's like I think that's a lot where my boredom comes in, because you can have like the high octane action sequences, but like Like show me some of this world, like the quantum world in Ant-Man, right?
Yeah,
Think of all the weird shit that you could do with that, but no, it's blurry.
yeah.
It's blurry and they're standing on foam.
And I think that's a problem of whatever, because if you remember back in the original Ant-Man, Edgar Wright was going to direct the original Ant-Man, but basically he left over creative differences, and pretty much he talked about it's like, look, like the Marvel people want this thing to happen, this thing to happen, this thing to happen, this thing to happen, and you got to figure out the train, how
Right.
to lay the tracks to make all these points happen. And these things have to go, and you got to do this. But it's like there's really not a lot of room for trying something different, doing something a little creative or whatever else. And
Well,
so,
the other
a
part
lot of
is they don't even know what they're going to be doing with a lot of
Mhm.
this stuff. Like they've got actors in front of green screens and nothing is finalized of what's going to be behind it. They don't even half the time
Yeah,
the actors don't even know what they're reacting to.
yep,
And
oh
it's
yeah,
like and I guess it is impressive that they basically have this stuff down to an assembly line now. But that's the problem. Like the creativity of these comic books that we all read and that they're adapting these stories from, like they're just strangling the creativity, and any filmmaking merit out of it is being
hmm
juiced to death, in my
yep.
opinion.
No, I can get that entirely, and I'm such a Marvel stan that I go out and see and watch all this stuff. But I mean, even me, I'm like, okay, there were achievements, in this previous phase, like the Werewolf by Night one shot. That was fucking great because they did it in black and white. They did it a very kind of like, old school monster movie kind of way. But basically, with them being able to do it in black and white, it can still be a gory, bloody movie, even though it's a friggin' Disney thing. Because
Right.
they get away with it in black and white. And then they do a nice kind of like, Wizard of Oz sort of thing like that at the end, where Elsa Bloodstone basically, wins the day, things are back to normal, and she turns things back to color. So that was kind of a nice touch there. So you get some interesting things here and there, but it is few and far between. I agree.
Yeah. And I guess
So,
that's why the DC stuff seemed more interesting, because even if like you're not a Snyder fan, like you got to say at least like Warner Brothers was letting him have a vision, and be like there is like, yeah, it's not like if you're a fan or not, like I mean it is like, the Justice League, the Snyder cut was exactly what Snyder wanted, right? The
yeah.
Batman versus Superman Ultimate cut. I mean, it was a director's vision. Like same thing with what Gunn's got going on. Like, he's
Mhm.
getting final cut with a lot of this stuff, and like
Yeah.
not getting a lot of pushback. And I'm not trying to use that as like a Marvel or DC being better thing, but it's because eventually Warner Brothers is going to fuck up DC too, right?
Oh, of
Like,
course.
I
Yeah.
mean, they only Warner Brothers only makes good DC movies on accident. Like,
Well, I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's
they,
true, but
they already kind of had anyway, because while you had like somewhat of the Snyderverse, there were some good parts to it. There was a lot that weren't. And then
well,
basically
like,
you had the
yeah,
debacle with the Flash, you know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that was kind of the Flash was kind of like the last bastion of like the Walter Hamada era, which was basically he was the guy that was responsible for replacing Snyder with Joss Whedon, and then basically everything you got from there.
yeah.
Uh,
And even there, you've got the entire problem encapsulated within a handful of movies, right? Like,
mhm,
because you've got like the artistic vision of a couple of movies, then you've got the corporatization of the Justice League movie and the Flash movie, the
mhm.
Suicide Squad movie, the original, the David Ayer one.
Yeah.
That was the same way. Supposedly, that darker cut of his is going to come out eventually, but which
People
I would
want it.
love to
Well,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'd love to see it too. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just like that. Yeah, so it's like it is interesting. Like it's more of like a condensed thing what DC has done with like the same route as Marvel. So now they're kind of in an upturn. Excuse me, in an upturn. So maybe it'll be better later, and maybe Marvel's just slow to reaching that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see. Like I said, but there was also, in fairness, there was also a lot of real world crap that got in the way, and so there were some projects that were stalled. There were some things that never got off the ground entirely. I mean, we should have seen if basically if the strikes didn't happen, if the Jonathan Majors and COVID and all that crap didn't happen, we should be seeing this summer would have been. Actually, no, last summer. last summer would have been Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we would be like in our new phase of Marvel this summer, like whatever the new thing is going to be.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's just yeah, reality got in the way, and what we did get was subpar in comparison to what the previous was. So, like I said, I have faith that there's going to be something good on the horizon, but I do have a lot of trepidation to see what this Robert Downey Jr. version of Doctor Doom is going to be. We've only seen a small glimpse of him in Fantastic Four and promotional stuff. We've seen him in the suit, but like the performance, I want to see the performance of him as Doom. So we'll see what that's going to be. So yeah, we'll have much discussion on that, I'm sure. So, and before we get in the comics, have you watched any of the new Stranger Things that dropped yesterday?
I watched the 5th episode.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't got to watch any of them just yet. So, because we got 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the final ones, was it New Year's Day or Eve? I can't remember.
It is New Year's Day, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I will, from what I have watched, and Eric has watched all 3 of them, and we were discussing what. Don't get your hopes too up.
They're saving everything for the finale, huh?
I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, the status quo still is largely the same by the time we finish these episodes.
I know, because there's of the 3 episodes, there's only one that's like slightly over an hour. It's like an hour and 15 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
I'll be interested to discuss this with you too, because it's like I'm not sure if like. I'm also not sure if like I'm like thinking about it and like because I'm kind of in a mood tonight. I don't know if you've noticed or not. So it's like that may be coloring my perception of things. So yeah.
Well, you had a rough.
But I had this feeling beforehand though. So
yeah, you had a rough week of work too. But that was despite the holiday and whatnot. But you're in shipping and logistics. So even though you don't work for UPS, but you still have to deal with other bullshit. So there you go.
Fuck yeah.
Well, here's some comics that'll make you feel a little better here. Okay. So I've got, let's see here, 1 indie, 1 Marvel, and then 3 DC here.
Oh.
Yeah.
1 Batman?
Technically no, but he does make an appearance in a book. But it's not a Batman book.
We won't count it then. Okay.
Well, Skybound and Image has been doing us Joe fans a favor, and Larry Hama has been now releasing these what they call Larry's favorites. And so it's basically key issues of G.I. Joe that basically they're not doing facsimile. So it's not like the original ads or anything like that, but it's the original cover and the original story, on print on newspaper, which is really cool. And so they've done like issue 26, The Origin of Snake Eyes. They did issue 2 fairly recently. Number 49, the first Serpentor is coming up pretty soon here. But an interesting one that I had to pick up because I actually never had this one back in the day, which was number 152, the actual origin of Joel Colton, the original G.I. Joe. But I didn't get the A cover. I instead got the Chris Mooneyham variant cover, which this thing is gorgeous.
Oh.
Yeah, like
I thought you had the full run of the series though, of the Marvel series.
I do in like volumes and like
okay. I got you.
Yeah, and I've got like I saved some of my favorite covers or big event issues, so I've got still some individual issues. But actually, I never had a 152.
Okay.
In my original collection, that was one of the issues I was missing. But yeah, I love this Chris Mooneyham cover, kind of going back to Joel Colton's days in Vietnam, where he's saving a buddy there in a gunfire. So just love that there. But yeah, get the origin of Joe. And then, of course, they were going to do a little bit more with it, but Larry already knew that by this point the book was canceled, and 3 issues later it was. So, yeah. but yeah, so still just, a really cool, going back to the origin of G.I. Joe. And of course, getting to make a lot of references to the 70s G.I. Joe, with like the flocked beard, and the kung fu
Kung
grip,
Fu
and
grip, yeah.
stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, they make some references to that kind of stuff, because basically that's kind of who Joe Colton is. Like, he is that original G.I. Joe.
Right.
And then later on, they absorbed him into the Real American Hero team, where he's kind of the unofficial leader, but kind of like the figurehead of the group. He's still part of the group. The Joes answer to him, but he's like, yeah, but Hawk and Duke, those are your guys, and
Right,
if they
yeah.
need me, I'm here. But that sort of thing like that. So. Our one Marvel selection here. So, of course, talking about Doctor Doom, the One World Under Doom series wrapped up. And in the end, Doctor Doom essentially sacrificed his own life to save Valeria Richards, his beloved goddaughter, daughter of Reed Richards, his mortal enemy. But, in doing so, there's a will. This is the will of Doom. And so, yeah, and that's Doctor Doom's face mask in the hands of Red Hulk, which is General Ross there.
Yeah.
So now, of course, General Ross, for whatever reason, was a prisoner of Doctor Doom for several months. And so he caused some bullshit in Latveria, planted an American flag on Latvian soil, so causing an international incident while also running roughshod, basically now that Doom's down. Basically with Valeria Richards having basically, she has the will, and she basically is inherited all things Doom. So essentially, like a $5 billion empire, including titles, estates, her own country, islands, all sorts of shit that Doom once owned is now hers. But apparently, this is all leading to a big storyline called Armageddon. That Chip Zdarsky's behind, that is basically going to be our big Avengers summer event. But apparently it's going to be some big shit. So, but it all kind of starts here. So, but yeah, this was really cool. Got some nice twists and turns in it. And of course, Doctor Doom just can't hand things off normally and nicely and whatever else. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of Doom bots that basically still think they're in control of the world and still think that they're Doctor Doom. So they got to take care of that problem too. So we got this army of Doom bots. They're basically now masterless and whatever else. So our 3 DC selections here. First off, I've talked about this book from time to time, but this was a really monumental issue here for Absolute Superman number 14. Who Superman is fighting, that is the ultimate, or the Absolute Universe's version of Ra's al Ghul. So he's a monster. He's still an immortal warrior. Basically goes back to caveman days, sort of things like that. Kind of almost like combined with a little bit of Vandal Savage too. But he's basically super duper wealthy, runs the League of Assassins, but also is kind of like part of the conglomerate that runs the world. Because in the Absolute Universe, the villains run everything. And this is basically, Ra's al Ghul's on there, Eobard Thawne, who they've gender swapped Eobard. So she's a lady, but still a son of a bitch.
Okay.
Hasn't gained her speed powers yet, but that's coming, I think. The Joker's also on there as well. Lots of other, bad guys throughout the Absolute Universe. And some familiar faces and some newer faces, whatnot. But yeah, you get this great final battle between Ra's al Ghul and Superman, because basically Ra's al Ghul has been trying to basically make Superman the son of the demon. You take my place, rule the world, yada, yada, yada. Superman doesn't want to bow to him, doesn't want to be corrupted by him. Also in the employ of Ra's al Ghul has been Brainiac. And Brainiac has been terrifying in this iteration because he essentially is super smart clone of other machines, AI, sort of thing like that, but he's also been turned insane. So, yeah, add that into it. And also he loves torturing people and experimenting on people, sometimes when they're still alive and brain functioning and whatnot. So there's that. So they've really turned up the volume on the bad guys in the Absolute Universe, which makes sense because this is a world created by Doomsday or Darkseid's energy.
Right.
So Darkseid does not exist on this world, but it is his baby. So, but again, you get a great knockdown, drag out fight. Some lives are lost, particularly one important character. But what we do get is kind of possibly the genesis of our Superman kind of bleeding into this Superman. Like he has this like suit that he basically came and arrived in, but it's not really the super suit. And there's like a little bit of a change with the Kents as well. Like he still had a relationship with them, but he wasn't raised by them as long as he was in our traditional Superman universe. He basically was kind of ripped away from them and ripped away from Smallville, but he still had an affinity for the city and whatever else. So his parents are long past, but before his mother died, she started making a suit for him. So it's partially unfinished. But like the traditional Superman suit, like she made for him. So it's just a very emotional issue, but a shitload of action. And so just really, really good. So again, of the Absolute titles, like Batman's clearly the big favorite. Everybody's loving that one. The back issues are through the roof with prices, whatever else. Wonder Woman's definitely close second. But people are sleeping on Absolute Superman. And it's a very different Superman than what our traditional. So if you're tired of the old, good old boy sort of thing like that, this Superman is, I don't want to say emo, but it's the way Krypton is changed in the Absolute Universe is very different. It's much more of a caste system. So this is much more of a downtrodden Superman. Like he's been rubbed through the dirt almost his entire life, yet he still rises to the occasion to be a hero. So that's kind of the overarching theme too throughout the Absolute Universe. Like these people go through some shit in their lives leading up to the part where they start being a superhero, but that almost kind of enhances them as a hero and helps them get through this much, much darker world. So, and speaking of heroes, our very first team up, because like I said, all the villains are conglomerated. They all hang out, they meet, they bounce ideas off each other. The heroes, on the other hand, Diana knew about Batman. She also knows about Superman. I think Batman knows a little bit about Superman, but he doesn't know shit about Diana. So she had the advantage knowing who both characters are, but we finally get our first meeting for the two of them. Because there's basically someone in Gotham carrying out murders and basically what seems to become a mockery of some Greek gods. And so basically Diana's on the case, and she's like, yeah, I'm not much of a detective, so I came to you. So there you go. So basically, issue 15 of Absolute Wonder Woman, which has been selling out like crazy for obvious reasons, is the first part of this team up. And then in Absolute Batman number 16, we will get the second part. So we get a nice little murder mystery with a little bit of witchery magic in there as well. But it's important though that we have our first team up of basically the classic Trinity. But just now, it's interesting that it's Batman and Wonder Woman, not like Batman and Superman. That's the first meeting. So, but yeah, so there you go. But yeah, very, very, very much a hot issue right now. Okay. And then last but not least, one of my favorites throughout the Absolute Universe, because it's the weird book, and I love a good weird book, The Return of Martian Manhunter, issue number 7. So John Jones is no longer living with his family. He's now living in a shitty 24-hour motel. He's still, trying to be a federal agent, trying to go back to work, now that basically the White Martian is supposedly gone. He's not dead. Apparently you can't disperse him, but he's gone for the time being. But a new villain, has, basically kind of reared their head, possibly hunting the Martian here. They may have a little more awareness and know-how, than even John does. But yeah, things still get weird. And very much like in the first issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter, the last issue has a little trick of the light. Like you basically have to hold the page up to the light, and you got an image on the front and an image on the back that merge. So just a very cool little trick. But yeah, I love that series. It's weird. The art is awesome, and it stands above the rest because of its being so different than a lot of the books out right now.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
That's a nice selection.
Good little slew of comics this week.
Nice. All right, our topic du jour now, because we're getting to it in record time here, shall we?
Better than what we did the first time, yeah.
That's right. Who's your favorite G.I. Joe character? So Seth and I have approached this because, as you can see, I'm way into the current G.I. Joe classifieds. And of course, I still have my love for the old stuff too. Seth is recently a convert with the classifieds.
Yeah, and I'm getting up there with George numbers there too.
In very quick fashion too. So there you go.
Yeah, it's like, wow, going into debt for toys is fun, but
there you
no,
go.
it has been a lot of fun playing with them and everything. And I've acquired some new hobbies, toy photography being one of them because of it. Yeah, just don't use Instagram is the place to put that shit, because Instagram is a god awful app. Like
Really?
yes, I started trying to use it today. Like, number one, like when you open it up, like it just starts blaring noise at you, right? Like no matter what, like whatever there's no, you can't like turn a video sound off. Like you, like autoplay is always on and it always is going to make noise unless your phone is physically, like, your media itself is turned down. Like there is no way to turn off the sound otherwise. And it's like, that's some horse shit.
Yeah,
Like
that's not
that,
cool.
like I yeah, like I'm actually like, I'm probably not gonna, I'm gonna stop using it because it's garbage. But it's like, yeah, it's I just want a place to post my pictures. I don't want to be like oral or like visually bombarded with a bunch of garbage
Yeah, I
every
feel you.
time that I try and do. Yeah, like, so I mean, if it's your thing, like, go for it. If you're one of those people that likes the Instagrams, but that ain't me, man.
I've never used it myself, but I mean, it's apparently it's a popular app. So, but there you go. Yeah.
I do not understand why, because it is like, yeah.
One comment we got to get to before we start talking figures here. Diamond Dave chiming in here for the conversation here and saying that he was in a G.I. Joe role playing game for a while back in the 80s. The character he had was called Weasel, the G.I. Joe journalist, loosely based on James Woods' character from the movie Salvador. Nice!
That is
Salvador's
so
a
cool.
good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, although he's not officially a Joe, he's my favorite. No, see, that's kind of cool. It's your own character you made.
Yeah, no, but see, that's one thing that I love about GI Joe too, is that like you can actually, like, you can be a GI Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like George and I have actually, like, I'm making like the Horsemen, our guys, as customs right now, like, as far as like pieces are concerned, like, it's like
Seth's character is awesome, by the way, folks. Yeah, Seth's got
yeah.
his finish already. It's cool as shit. I love it.
My guy is like, he's like a small arms expert, in the code name of Hard Boiled, I think. Like, just because,
Cool.
Eric is the guy, like, he's got like the giant Jesse Ventura machine gun deal. Like, I need to get his head though. Like, his head is not the same head, but it'll still have the awesome like ram skull, like, thing. Like, yeah, your guy is more of like, I think he's gonna be like an espionage kind of guy. But
Sweet.
like, yeah, if we were like the A team, like your guy would be like the face character, right? And like Steve would be more of like the bombardier, like the grenader guy. Like, but I'm still imagining us being like a shock and awe team for the GI Joes, like akin to
Nice.
the Dinobots, like where
Yeah.
the GI Joes don't necessarily like us, but they use us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Except Hot Rod likes us. So, or well, that's Transformers. So we got to find a Flint. Flint likes us.
No. If we're gonna go with the analogy, it would be Falcon, but Falcon sucks.
Well, see, Falcon, I mean, like, he wasn't necessarily put in. Like, he's a lieutenant, so he outranks Duke. But like, they never actually like stuck him in the leadership role they planned him for. He was just like another part of the team.
No, but Duke had this whole thing that, like, Duke fucked up a lot because he kept trying to put his family in like higher positions. So it's like, I that's kind of where like I'm kind of anti-Duke, like, because he as a great leader was fine, but he had this one blind spot that was Falcon, and he kept putting Falcon in spots, and Falcon kept fucking up. Like, Flint to me is more of a leader, more of a field leader than GI Joe.
Right.
Like,
Flint was always kind of the number 2 guy to Duke back in the day. So that's what I said, It's like Duke would like us, or no, Flint would like us.
Yeah, but Flint would be more like the Ultra Magnus, though. Like, I was just thinking, like, Hot Rod was like the young character. Like, Hot Rod wasn't a leader to begin with, right? He just became a leader. But like Falcon,
right? But he became one. But like I said, this is the one guy. Like Optimus, kind of we talked about this before. Optimus Prime kind of disrespected the Dinobots, whereas Hot Rod accepted them. And then when we became Rodimus Prime, he still accepted them.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
What up, Steve?
What up, Steve?
So, hola, sir.
Talking about you.
Yeah, we were just talking about our figures that Seth is making for us. So
yeah.
All right. Speaking of figures now, but yeah, I love hearing from Diamond Dave there and seeing interesting little points in his life. But yeah, it's like I think they've made a G.I. Joe role playing game, but I don't remember one being back in the '80s. So somebody must have invented a game or like maybe adapted one. So
yeah, they've made a couple of the. There is a newer one I know.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like one with miniatures and stuff like that too now, and
right. Yeah, there was another one that just came out too, but I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, you're right though. There is because there's a card game too now. There's like a kind of a Magic the Gathering kind of esque card.
Oh game. Yeah, the deck building games. I've never gotten into card games though. That's like
that's not my thing either. I like an RPG or board game or something like that. Yeah. So
right.
All right. So you want me to go first? You want to go first? How you want to do?
You go right ahead. I'm actually still trying to get my last photo set up.
All right. Well, let's see here. So basically, all my figures are the classified style. Now, of course, these are kind of like updated versions of classic Joe characters, but just the new paint jobs, the new looks on them are just too good to pass up. So number one on my list here, because of course he was a little bit tough to find. I got him sitting right over here, but the Tiger Force Duke. Comes with a Tiger Force painted Ram cycle.
Yep.
Which the one disappointing thing about this new version of the Ram cycle, so it's still a nice kind of quality bike it was, the barrel does not rotate on the machine gun. It does not. I don't know if it does on the because the breaker has the original green Ram. I don't know if that one rotates or not, but yeah, the barrel stays put. It does not rotate at all.
That is weird. Yeah, there's another version with Shockwave too. I wonder if that does it.
Yeah, that's right. There's 3 versions of the Ram, and then Baroness had a motorcycle, but it's a different style of cycle. It's not the Ram.
Right. Yeah, that's more of the Akira cycle almost.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's red and very futuristic. Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, Tiger Force Duke was a little bit hard to find here because he was kind of more of a deluxe version there. So yeah, but I fortunately found him at an antique mall, and so so got him for a little bit of a discount too. So
well,
yes. Oh, trust me, I will introduce you to the Louisville Toy and Antique Mall, sir.
Yes, I need to find this out if I can find a Duke with a Ram cycle. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Let me. Well, first off, all your the Horseman's gifts came from the Antique Mall this year because not only do they have like old retro toys, but they also like people have like current stuff as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that have many G.I. Joe classifieds, some that are like the hard to find ones, some that are the out of print ones. Like I may have seen a Serpentor set there. I may have seen the classified version of the Cold Slither set from this year's San Diego Comic-Con. But there is a gentleman that runs a store. It's kind of like a vendor's mall, basically. But it's all toys or retro kind of stuff like that, right? But I would say like 85% toys, 15% other stuff. But anywho, there is one particular salesperson in there that has like his own section blocked off and kind of like his own store within a store. It's nothing but figures. And his figures are Marvel, DC, wrestling, He-Man.
Oh, damn.
And I may have told you about him before. His wrestling collection of figures is staggering with how much stuff he's got.
Yeah.
So, and he keeps up to date too. So there's a lot of current stuff, and he gets a lot of like in AEW figures. I didn't know they made figures for all of the commentators, Like Excalibur, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, they all have action figures.
I did not know that either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I think the only figure they didn't make for AEW so far is Tony Khan himself, which I'm shocked at that.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Unless Tony's got his own figure that he just keeps, like he's got a one of one. He just keeps the
yeah,
office.
he's got his private special figure that he gets to use in matches because he plays with the ring and the figure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Tony always wins. Tony's the AEW World Champion. He's the women's champion. He's the Continental champion.
His figure has all the belts.
He's tag champions by himself. So yeah. Oh yeah. All right, my next figure here. This is a more recent one here, but one I've been wanting for a long time for them to do. Mr. Blowtorch.
Oh yeah, I see. Blowtorch is actually one of my picks too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's back here and is glorious. They stuck with the red and gold for his outfit. They didn't change it too terribly much there.
No, I really dig his faceplate too. How it's like the two separate parts that yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the cool thing is that there are 3 different sized fire streams that he comes with. You can attach onto the actual blowtorch there.
Yes.
So basically, you get there's like a, let's see here. There's like a little bit of like a. Take this picture off here real quick. So there's like this tiny little spurt right here that's like just like the flame is lit, basically the pilot's lit, right? And then there's like the somewhat medium size that I currently have him loaded in there. And there's this giant one here that's even larger. That's like, this is like the nuclear death flame here. So
yeah.
So basically, love this figure here. A great look to him. And so it didn't take me too long to find him, but definitely one of my figures from back in the day. And I'm very glad to see him in a classified.
Yeah. If you don't mind, go ahead and throw my picture of barbecue up there.
Yes.
Blowtorch. This guy. Yeah, that's I like how it's like everybody goes for that same pose with him. Mainly since I think that's one of the only poses that you can really do with the flamethrower. But
I mean, flamethrower is one of those weapons you point and you don't want to be on the other side of it, but it also sucks being on the trigger side of it because of the heat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I love this blowtorch figure. It is a good figure.
Yeah, and I see. Actually, there's 2 figures that we overlap on a bit here because we have two that we've picked here. I'm going to grab your other one.
Okay. You got
this now. There are 3 Storm Shadows now in the classified line. In the first wave, there was this weird Arctic Storm Shadow in a suit that no one's ever seen him in before. I don't remember Storm Shadow going on many Arctic missions, but nonetheless.
Yeah, Hasbro's been having this weird Arctic fetish with their dudes lately. This was super early, and that was almost like it was a prototype. It was the Storm Shadow Arctic.
I know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird one. But anyway, they finally did get it around to the more traditional style of Storm Shadow there that we all know and love. And then, of course, later on, they actually did the later 90s here with like the basically the heel, the face turn.
Face turn Storm Shadow. Yeah.
Face turn Storm Shadow there, where he's kind of like in the urban camo there. So with the big climbing claws there, I like that one. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a very cool figure there. So, but the classic Storm Shadow is awesome. Of course, I appreciated that you could put a hood on him as well.
Yes, I love the hood on the classified, and I love that his arrow actually knocks in the quiver.
Yes, the bow and arrow is 100% functional. Yes, yeah. So that's also a really cool thing. And of course, you got the swords. He comes with all kinds of other knives. So yeah, he's loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, he is I never got a white Storm Shadow as a kid, just the classic one. And so it's one of my very first, after I got the Beachhead and the Firefly, I had to get a Storm Shadow once I realized they were, and I'm going to get a face turn Storm Shadow eventually. but no,
Yeah,
like
you gotta get your OG. Yeah, gotta get
yeah,
your OG.
yeah, gotta have the OG.
Yeah, and now while they did a classified release of that way, Walmart had a few of the exclusives of the retro carded figures, and they actually did a retro carded Storm Shadow.
Right.
But he's extremely hard to find. I think it was like the first wave they did of the retro carded figures that were just exclusive to Walmart. So then they basically repackaged them in a classified package, and so there you go.
Yeah.
So it's basically it's the same figure pretty much.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the retro ones, that's how they're doing the re-releases like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, because it's like even this classified Storm Shadow, like yeah, he's not really updated very much
Not too
from
much, no.
yeah, I actually I'm hard pressed to figure out like if there is anything.
Well, I mean, there's you got a little more detail. You got a little more detail on the eyes and face, and then of course you've got the sashes in there.
Right.
So yeah, there's enough of slight changing of the details that I think it's still a recognizable classic figure while still having a bit of an update to him.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to one of my figures here that again, not much of an update to him, but still just enough to be kind of interesting. One of my favorites, Mr. Stalker.
Yes. Oh, dude, I love the classified update to Stalker.
Yeah. And see, if you look at it, like it's a little more of a modern day, uniform for the Army Rangers, and of course he's got the big scarf now, which kind of is very, if you're going to be out and about in like desert climates or other kind of weird climates, sometimes you need a scarf.
Yeah.
Those big thing there.
And I like how this Stalker is like obviously like an older Stalker.
Yeah.
Like he's not like he's still young enough to be able to get out in the field and do shit, but like, he's not like, he's definitely seen some stuff.
This
And like,
is almost like the I'm too old for this shit Stalker.
yes, yeah, exactly, exactly. And I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, and of course
Yeah.
they do have a retro carded Stalker, the classic look to him. If you don't go for that one, he's not as hard to find, but you may have to do a little bit of
Yeah.
looking there. But but
Both
it is
I think
available.
both Stalkers actually are pretty easy to find because
They are, yeah.
funny enough, so since Hasbro is like really like Hasbro like is really good with kit bashing, like just taking old pieces of the molds and making new figures out of them.
Yep.
So people are they are getting the people loved the retro carded Snake Eyes, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the all black because like they had like 5 different Snake Eyes in the yeah, there you go. Is that's the retro card?
Actually, that might be like the 25th anniversary.
Oh,
So
okay.
no. That is the retro card. Yes, that's the retro carded classified set, guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, his body is actually the classified stalker body, the OG. And then like if you take like one of the heads off of like I think it's like the O2 Snake Eyes
Mm-hmm.
or one of the ones with him and Timber, then you make like and you pop it on there, you've got like the OG comic book Snake Eyes.
Interesting.
Yeah, people are yeah, it's fascinating what people are doing to like figure this stuff out with it. They gave
Yeah.
him a lot of crap.
They gave him a lot of crap. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's way well. They basically give you the best of both worlds, and that's kind of where I always wanted this figure. Is that uh, the retro carded Snake Eyes because this is the only Snake Eyes that has the classic commando look to him, but he is also like obviously armed for ninja action as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why yeah, that's why people really wanted him. I liked the
Mm-hmm.
one though that had the one that came with the white timber.
Yeah.
I think it was like number 45 or 46. Like that was my
Mm-hmm.
snake because it was still commando, like it was more commando than ninja, but
Yeah.
there was still some ninja in there. And that one's the one I preferred.
Yeah,
But
I would like basically either the retro carded or that one you just mentioned would be the other Snake Eyes I would like. Now, I mean, granted, I have the Snake Eyes that was kind of the first wave there, but he's a little more kind of a modern look to him. He also comes with a scarf.
well, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was weird. They were putting scars with everybody for a while there, weren't they?
well, yeah, you because like see, Stalker had one, Snake Eyes has one. Obviously, Xandar from the Dreadnoks has one. The
Yeah.
Cobra Viper has one. Let's see. Is that all? Is all the scarves? Oh, and Zartan. Zartan's got one.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got a different scarf though than Stalker and Snake Eyes did though.
Yes, yeah, his is a little more kind of like a bandolier sort of thing
Yeah,
like
and
that.
the
But
Cobra Island Vipers have that too.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
that's exactly the Cobra Island Viper that's got the
I've
scarf.
got 6
Yeah.
of
So.
them motherfuckers. No. Okay, okay. So Amazon Black Friday, right? Like they've got like the Viper 3-pack that's got like the 2 regular and the Lieutenant Viper, right?
Mm.
And so it's like I picked one of them up, and then like I'm still learning about classified, right? So like I'm like playing with it, and one of the legs pops off, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, well, shit. So it's like I put like I do the return order on Amazon, and then of course like 10 minutes later I'm watching this YouTube video, and it's like how to fix it, right? And so it's like the
Mm-hmm.
leg pops right back on, and it's like, well, hell, now I've just got like 6 Vipers. Like, okay, like I've got a Cobra Squad because like,
I mean, 6 dudes, that's a small platoon. There you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's get to a couple more of yours here. Obviously, we got to go to one of your absolute favorites of all time there, and
Oh,
I love that. I love this one too here.
yeah. This he was actually, I'm going to count him as my very first one because he was the one
Mm-hmm.
that I gravitated towards when George got me into this damn hobby. Yeah, as soon as they had a retro card at Beachhead, I was like, yep, that guy is mine. Because this is like the Beachhead that I grew up with,
Mm-hmm.
except that he is more articulated. His weapons come out, like he's got like his gun holster and his knife and everything. The
Mm-hmm.
gun is not his gun; it's a different gun. I don't like the little gun that they come with, or that he comes with. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, but no, just like Beachhead is a character too. Like he was one of my early favorite Joes, just because like on his file card he comes from Alabama, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
he's a Southern boy, but
Yep.
he's like it was one of the few times at the time when a Southern character was not portrayed as an idiot.
Right.
And it's like he's like what, fourth in command of the Joes, like
Mm-hmm.
fourth or fifth. I can't remember if it's Slaughter then Beachhead or Beachhead then Slaughter. Fourth, okay.
Beachhead's at the end of the because it's Slaughter than Beachhead.
Slaughter then Beachhead, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
but he's also like one of the official trainers for the Joes, and of course he is the grumpy old man of the GI Joe team. Like
Yes.
he works with the team, but Beachhead's one of those guys that I work better alone. But he's a ranger, and a lot of times rangers do work better alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely one of those guys. Like I'm perfectly fine doing a mission by myself.
Yeah. And I love the little bits of lore about him either. Like he doesn't wear deodorant because like he's like a dude in the field, right? Like he
Yep.
doesn't want to smell like, the Joes think he stinks, but like it's like he tactically like, it's a choice for him. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it makes sense. Yeah, because if you're out in the field, you're trying to like, you're hiding in some, brush, or you make yourself like a little trapdoor, hiding place like that. And then like somebody's walking along, I smell brute, and then pop, 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 dead beachhead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
can see his point. Maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't work so well for dates and whatnot, but I don't think he cares about
And
that.
I love that in the Energon universe they put Beachhead on Night Force,
Hmm.
like as like the guy that he's like the solo ops guy, and then
Yeah.
they've got that Beachhead Quick Kick Night Force 2-pack
Oh
that
yeah.
I showed that one to you last week, I think, didn't I? Yeah.
You sure did. Yeah. Yeah. Quick
Yeah.
against clothes.
Yeah, it's actually like that to me is like the Quick Kick classified update, because it's like he can still be the martial arts guy,
Yeah.
but it's
And
like
which they do have the classic, quick kick here, where he's in, he don't have a shirt, he don't have any shoes, but he looks like Bruce Lee, sort of thing like that. But
right,
they
yeah.
also did this 2-pack where they gave him a shirt and some shoes.
Yeah, and he's got swords and guns, right? Him and Beachhead is ready to rock some shit.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's that. If I'm gonna double dip on figures like that, that's one to double dip for again. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think did you get the retro Beachhead, or do you have the
no,
classified?
I have the retro. Yeah,
Okay,
I've got
okay.
where is he? Oh, maybe I don't have beach yet. No shit, I need a beach yet. Okay.
Oh damn. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you got options. Because the one in the the one in the Night Force 2-pack is a repaint of the retro. So
I've seen him. Yeah, so yeah, I may just I'll be double dipping with quick kick, but I won't with
yeah.
beach. There you go.
I mean, it would still be a different Quick Kick. So yeah.
That's true, yeah. Well, since you mentioned him, we're going to go slightly out of order on you here. Let's bring on the Sarge.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, this is this was from the 2-pack with him and Mercer, but
Yeah.
this is pseudo Iraqi sympathizer Sarge, but but yeah, because he comes with the red beret, and somebody at Hasbro was like, yeah, we got to give it that, in case
Oh,
somebody
that's
like,
awesome. I didn't know. I
yeah.
didn't realize he came with the beret. That's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. But no, this is still a kick-ass version of Sarge. Like he's got the hat and the glasses come off, but like
The
Sarge.
44 Magnum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sarge is just ready to he's ready to beat some Cobra to death with his bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
He was always one of my favorites just because of the wrestling tie-in. Like it's like like you could flip one channel and see Sergeant Slaughter beat people up in the wrestling ring, and then you could see him fight Cobra, and
Yeah.
like he had the figure with man, his Slaughter's Marauders, man, that was my team. Like I hate that they're now the Mad Marauders. They're always going to be Slaughter's Marauders to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, this is actually the third Sergeant Slaughter figure they've done.
Yeah.
Because there was a Comic-Con exclusive from, was it 24? Where it's the classic Sarge with the green shirt and the black pants. They have the G.I. Joe logo. And he came with a bunch of accessories, including, what was it, his own figure? Like like a miniature Sergeant Slaughter carded action figure. And then they released the Slaughter's Marauder Slaughter, where he's in the blue and green. And then, so this is the third Slaughter they've done, but they basically he's in a 2-pack with Mercer for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I got to get this 2-pack because A, I don't have a Sarge, and B, I have to have Mercer. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are like slamming that Mercer figure because he's not gigantic. Like, I mean, I think it's a fine Mercer figure. Like, they want Mercer like in the Energon universe. Like, and Mercer just looked like a normal dude up until that point.
Yeah, I mean he was a buff guy, but basically they were like he was part of the 3 backup dudes to Sarge, and Sarge is supposed to be the monster, so it's
right,
yeah. Mercer from the Energon universe is a completely different character, so it's it's no comparison there.
And this Sarge figure is noticeably bigger than other classifieds too. That is one thing. Like he's almost a head taller than some of them. And he's just like he's built more like a wrestling figure as opposed to like the classified. Now he's still in scale with the rest of them, right?
Sure, yeah.
And that is one thing that I love about the classified scale, because if you put Tunnel Rat next to like say Duke, like Tunnel Rat's shorter than Duke, and like there's like a size consistent. Like Mainframe is apparently short too.
Yeah,
like he's a shorter character, and it's like I love that there's like that consistency in the lines. That they're not all the same height. Like.
Oh, since you just dropped Mainframe. Of course, I follow some G.I. Joe groups on Facebook, and there's some now that we have a Mainframe figure. And if you remember in your G.I. Joe lore, Mainframe and Zorana from the Dreadnoks have a little thing.
Oh, do they? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's one of those little pieces of lore that people forget about. But yeah, there was one episode where I forget what happens in it, but basically at the end of it, basically like Zorana and Mainframe got a little thing, and like she's all like, I love you, let's go, romping the whatever else. He's like, I can't because the Joes, but he kind of secretly wants to. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's a little bit of it. But so now there's a Mainframe figure. Like we're seeing memes. All of our picture takers were for action figure people like yourself. Yeah, there's one shot of Zorana's bedroom. She's passed out, and the place, of course, looks trash, and she's under the covers. And you got Mainframe sitting on the edge of the bed with this forlorn look on his face, like, "Oh God, what did I do?"
Oh my! Oh, hold on. I got to share this with you too, because this is on the His Tank forums. Just googling it, right? Like, hang on. Let me show you this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. One of those little forgotten pieces of G.I. Joe lore, the forgotten couple, Mainframe and Zorana.
Wow. Yeah. Well. Yeah. All right.
And now you can do your own shipping, folks, because finally we have a Mainframe figure. So there you go.
There we go. Wow. Today I learned something.
There you go. Hey, what's up, Bradley? Merry Christmas to you,
What up,
sir.
Bradley? Merry Christmas,
Good to
brother. How
see
you
you,
doing?
man. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Well, you got one more figure, and I've got one more figure. So let's go to your last one here.
All right.
And of course, a controversial figure in our discussions here of this version of him in the Air John universe, but still, you got to go, Mr. Zartan here.
Yes. Oh man, Zartan's my dude. I love
And
him.
This is a great figure. Like they didn't do too much to update him. So yeah, just a classic look to him. The hood's removable. He's got the scarf that can go from his face. And there are multiple versions of Zartan. There is a standard and there is a deluxe. So because you got the standard, right?
Yeah, this is the standard. Oh yeah. The deluxe version, he's like $100. Yeah.
He's an older one. He's another exclusive.
Yeah, he's the one that changes color, like based on temperature, like the old figure did, which is super cool.
Well, and he comes with the swamp skiff that can basically break down into like the junk pile and the little pulley thing. He's got more, like you get one mask with the standard Zartan, but then the deluxe you get 4 masks, and one mask is Storm Shadow. One mask is, was it the Soft Master or no, Firefly? I think. Like one mask, so there's several masks that he gets, but it references Zartan's story in the comics of him basically being the one that was you first for years think that it was Storm Shadow that killed his trainer and Snake Eyes' trainer, basically kind of started their conflict. Then it's maybe hinted later on and some evidence put out that it was Zartan who did it. And then finally, years later, we find out it was Firefly the whole time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the whole reason why Zartan joins with Cobra was basically he was looking for who the actual killer was because he knew it wasn't him. He knew it wasn't Storm Shadow, but he knew it was somebody that worked for Cobra. So, and that was the beginning of Zartan's face turn. Which face turn Zartan is an entirely different looking figure. I hope they don't make that one. I like this.
He's coming out next year. That one is.
Oh shit!
Yeah, with the mohawk and everything.
The orange mohawk.
Ninja Force Zartan. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't play up the mohawk as much in the comics because Larry even agreed that was a stupid look for him. But Zartan was included with Ninja Force the comics. But that fucking mohawk, I swear.
Yeah, no, just give me give me the regular ass regular ass Zartan.
Regular according to Hoyle. No problem, Greg. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here.
Yeah, we're just happy to have you.
Yeah, and Brad says he doesn't collect G.I. Joe, but Snake Eyes and Cobra Commander would be favorite characters. Yeah, those are definitely great.
He doesn't collect G.I. Joe yet. He hasn't bought his first classified. When he does, that is when the addiction will start.
Yet. The operative word, yet. Well, my last figure that I've got here, this is one of the G.I. Joe 60th anniversary figures because they've got a current line out right now where they're celebrating the 60th anniversary of G.I. Joe, but they're doing so by honoring actual first responders and actual branches of the military. So, like, there's a Marine sniper figure, there's an Army Ranger, there's a police officer, there's a fireman, a couple other different. There's like a Navy serviceman, I think a Coast Guard trooper as well. But the one I had to get because they haven't done Ripcord yet is the Halo Jumper.
Oh yeah.
Or as they refer to him as action pilot, and then Halo Jumper, which Halo meaning high altitude, low opening. So these are guys who are pilots, and they're also soldiers at the same time. They jump out of perfectly good airplanes at extremely high distances, but they wait till like almost the last minute to deploy their chutes to evade any sort of detection or anything like that. And as you can see, this particular guy is armed to the teeth.
Yeah, like he is ready for whatever is going to happen.
I mean, because you've got your full jumping gear, that is a fully working parachute too, by the way, that comes with it.
Yeah.
And the parachute is actually, the backpack is hollow. So if you want to go so far as to try to stuff the parachute into the backpack, you can.
Wow.
And then, of course, he's got a breathing apparatus there, 2 different helmets, one where basically he's in the jump, and then one when he's on basically on ground, 2 different styles of goggles, a silencer, a knife, a sidearm, and three rifles there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy is armed to the teeth. And, of course, comes in a nice big deluxe box like this, too, here. Some of the extra weapons are still floating around there as well, too.
Yeah, and I've heard reports of that guy showing up at Ross for like $8. And
I got mine at an Ollie's for 15. So,
well, either way, if you run across another one for any price, like let me know because and they actually did make a ripcord, but he was part of the HasLab Dragonfly set with Wild Bill, Crazy Legs, and ripcord.
Okay,
so
well, see,
they're doing a retro card, but.
Okay, well, I kind of hope they end up eventually doing him or Wild Bill because they're doing a Crazy Legs figure. He's coming out
Wild
next
Bill
year.
Is coming out next year.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We are getting a retro Wild Bill. It's officially unofficial. Like all of the channels are talking about it, but like it's because with the HasLabs, there's like apparently like a 3-year window where because it started with the Hiss, right? The black Hiss. So they're not they said that they'll never make a black and red Hiss tank again. But we've got like the Arctic Hiss coming out next year.
Which is all white.
Yeah, which is all white. But I mean, but it's been 3 years so that they'll reuse the mold. Yeah. And like then they can but it won't have all the electronics and everything with it. And then like maybe in like 2 years after that, they might do the blue and red one. But that's like they are going to start releasing like they're going to do like the black line with Star Wars where eventually like everything will get released. So it's like we may not have the Wild Weasel that came with the Rattler, for example, but we'll get a Wild Weasel eventually.
We'll get a Wild Weasel, good. And actually, this is a good comment here that Dustin just brought up here, and good to have you on here, Dustin. Wouldn't a Raven versus Slipstream 2-pack be a great addition to Classified? Yes, it would.
Oh, yeah.
Or even because they haven't done the Sky Striker yet, so I wouldn't mind seeing a Raven versus Ace, or even like a Wild Weasel. Like actually, you could do a Raven versus Ace and a Wild Weasel, or take 2, Raven versus Slipstream, and then a Wild Weasel versus Ace.
Yeah.
So
I would love a Wild Weasel versus Ace 2-pack too. Just like
Oh, there you go. Also, a Arctic Valkyrie or female Snow Serpent 2-pack. There you go.
That is very possible because they have been doing like the versus 2-packs. Like there was the Steel Command or whatever, they can't call it Steel Brigade anymore.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever it was because they lost the trademark to it. But that guy in like a Cobra Officer fight 2-pack.
Yeah, and then of course there's the Valkyrie 3-pack that they came out a while back.
Yeah.
And then isn't there a female Viper pack that's out now or coming out?
There is a female officer.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's a female officer and a female Crimson Guard or if it's just the female Crimson Guard.
Yeah, there's a female Crimson Guard. I remember that one. So it Dustin says he'd like to see more Joe versus Cobra 2-pack. So
yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah. Now, of course, I've got a wish list of figures that haven't been released yet, or maybe might be coming, or they might be thinking about. One I've actually seen an animatic for. One of their kind of their preview pictures. So this one might be a possibility. But of the OG Joes, we still have yet to get Flash.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard Flash is coming.
Okay,
I have heard Flash is coming because he'd round out some of the OG 13.
Yeah, I mean, because they released Hawk with the mass, the rocket system thing, and so or not that wasn't the mass, but anyway, but the rockets, rocket system. So, and then Zap is on the way because he's going to be a retro carded figure coming out next year. So it's like literally the last one. They got the short fuse and Steeler 2-pack. So literally the only 2 guys they haven't done are Flash and Grand Slam, which Grand Slam was the guy who came with the Jetpack set and then was essentially just a repaint of Flash. But Flash was always one of my favorite of the Laser Trooper back in the day with the old Joe. So like I got to get him in there.
Yeah.
And then my last one here, because I showed the Snake Eyes the Commando one because like I still wanted like either a retro carded or the one that comes with timber of like a classic Commando Snake Eyes. The one figure we never got back in the day. We got his counterpart, but we never got the figure that was supposed to be the hero of the day here. Will we ever get him in a classified? Rocky Balboa.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, because Big Boa was his
his nemesis supposed to be.
his
Yeah.
nemesis that he was
And so, but here's the thing: in the 4-issue GI Joe Order of Battle, which is basically just kind of like a source book, essentially, with rosters and all the characters, the villains, the vehicles, everything. And in issue 3, old Rocco is in there. But they like I said, they couldn't get the rights at the last minute, and so the figure was never made. There was a prototype for the figure, but a figure was actually never made. But yeah, that's basically kind of what he was going to look like. Where he wasn't going to be in like boxing shorts and no shirt on. He was going to be in pants and shorts, or pants and shirt and stuff like that. But have the white gloves. I don't know if he's going to have a bandana or not, but he was going to be like the GI Joe boxing trainer, and his rival was going to be Big Boa.
That is cool.
So,
I didn't know they had a mock-up.
Yep. Yeah, they sure did. Yeah. They say this would have been in the same line of like the Refrigerator Perry and Sergeant Slaughter, celebrity figures they did. So Rocco, what a thing there.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Dustin says he thinks Globulus was going to be a con exclusive for next year.
See, I think he's right on that because they've released Nemesis Enforcer and Pythona.
Mm-hmm. Or Python is coming. Python is coming. She's not. Oh, she is.
Yeah, has like people have been trying to buy her on Pulse for like she keeps going up and selling out because she's only like $40 if you get her on there, but then like resale like she's almost double. Same with Nemesis Immortal,
yeah. And why do they call him Nemesis Immortal and not Nemesis Enforcer?
Yeah, that I do not know.
But it's the same character. But yeah, he looks badass because he's got. Yeah, because he was a con exclusive, or was he just a HasLab exclusive?
No, I don't think he was a con. No, he might have been a con exclusive that went on to the HasLab Pulse website.
Yeah. Because I mean, a lot of the times the con exclusives for a short period of time before they sell out, are available on some of the websites, stuff like that. But yeah, very much like the Dr. Mindbender, the Deluxe Serpentor with the Chariot, a lot of those ones. So
yeah, I'm still waiting on a Chuckles too. I might end up just buying him because that one's what I wanted. But no, the one classified that I want above all else, and it's like I'm upset that I will never own this figure without like winning the lottery or something. Go ahead and pull him up because I gotta. Yeah, Iron Grenadier Rowdy Roddy Piper, Destro's trainer. Yeah, he is of course, like he was inducted into the Joes as part of the 25th anniversary line in 2007. So he wasn't there from Jump Street, but he like the idea for him was that he was the foil to Slaughter. He was the heel wrestler to go against the face wrestler, and and he's one that I've actually looked into making a custom for, and so I may end up doing that.
Some folks are already ahead of you because I've seen someone who basically not only made a custom Rowdy Roddy Iron Grenadier classified, he built the card for him too.
Oh damn! Okay,
yeah, he made a full-on retro carded classified Iron Grenadier Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Damn.
Because Rowdy, he was never actually sold in stores. He was a JoeCon exclusive.
Right.
Back in the day when those were still a thing, which I miss JoeCons. Those, it's like I never got to go to any of them, but seeing all the different exclusive sets they would come out with, or the different exclusive figures and stuff like that they had, were just cool as shit.
Dude, it'd be one of the things. Like I would love to go. There's like the Kentuckiana Joe Fest, which is that's a big deal. Like that's like a legit Joe convention around here.
Mm-hmm.
We should try and go to that.
My buddy Steve runs that one, so we do need to go to that one.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, we definitely need to go to that. If you've got a buddy that runs it,
but it's the same guy. Basically, it's the same fellow who runs the Halloween comic convention in Shepherdsville. So it's the same location. So he just runs like 2 or 3 shows a year. So he's got his comic show and he's got his Joe show as well. So
okay, yeah, because it's like that's actually like a good place where you can pick up some exclusives and everything too.
Sure is. And of course, it's with the Joe those Joe cons. It's all facets of Joe. So going back to the '60s to today, like all Joe fans converge. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. But that was a nice pick there. Yeah, good with the Roddy Piper one.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there's some folks who've already done kit bashes and made their own classified Roddy Pipers out there. So yeah, there's some very creative people out there, and one of these days you got to start sharing some of your photography on the show here, because you've got some really cool shots. Like especially the one I like, the one you shared of like there's like some vipers guarding a doorway, and like Snake Eyes is like hanging down behind them, like
yeah,
like that was badass.
Thank you. I was super proud of that one. I might be able to pull that one up real quick. Hang on.
Yeah. Speaking of which, have you been able to use that light kit much that I gave you?
Yes, actually, that has come in handy. Like it's like I'm not using both of them at the same time, but
that's way too much light, probably. But unless you're trying to mimic like a nuclear explosion, then there you go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, this is a little handiwork of our boy Seth here.
Yeah, I was actually super proud of this one. Like this is one of my earlier ones, but it really works. I think like with just Snake Eyes in the background with the red light, like. And the Cobra banners too. I just made those at work with like glue and paper.
Yeah,
and it's
a very nice touch though. But like, I like the detail of the wall and like, just everything about it. It's like, that's definitely you're still kind of early on, but it's definitely one of your best there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's like I feel like I've kind of creatively stagnated for a minute, but it's like that just means that I'm going to have to learn how to do like other stuff, but.
Yeah. I said there's all kinds of people that do like different photography, and you tuned me on to the that YouTube video of basically like an hour and a half long movie that people made with stop motion style with the action figures.
Well, that is not okay. I found out that's not technically stop motion. That's called play motion. Right? Because it's like the dude is like he's like manipulating them with his hands, like in real time. It's like you can actually see fingers sometimes, right? Like, but it's super well put together. Like it's an actual legit entertaining movie.
Yeah,
like
I just watched like the first couple of minutes of it. I got to actually finish it, but like you said, like there's some legit jokes. I mean, it's like, but it's like it's a G.I. Joe movie with action figures.
There is a scene in there too where all the Joes are like they're in their little they're in the briefing room in the pit, right? And they're going to introduce the new recruit Falcon. And so like the classified Falcon comes in, and the running joke with the classified Falcon figure is that it's hideous, right? And so the figure walks and it turns around and then just the entire room goes, what the hell's wrong with him? Why? And then like he goes to sit down and then there's like stalkers just staring at him with that face, like that classic. You got to just watch that scene if nothing else, just because like I've died laughing. Yeah.
But I love it. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out on YouTube, it's called Bazooka, a G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth checking out.
Mike the Hunter, but it's definitely worth checking out. This dude makes really good G.I. Joe content.
Yeah, Mike the Hunter. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah. Bradley's got a comment here. So you also check out Mr. Home Arcade's videos on his Master Universe Origin Customs. His Drunk He-Man series. Okay.
All right.
You had me at Drunk He-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So, well, cool. Yeah, well, fun episode tonight here. Of course, just talking figures here and whatnot. So, like I said, we were way too ambitious last week with trying to do two major topics at once. Like we can't do that. So we got this one topic per show.
Yeah.
And the cats are having a good time playing with packing paper right now. They got a new cat tower for Christmas this year, and that tower comes with a large spool of packing paper, and that's just their favorite thing of all time. So,
of course.
So you can literally hear her playing right now. She's playing with a. Oh, you're playing with a jingly ball, and so you're trying to make as much noise as you possibly can.
Hell yeah, Dad! You're on the air. I got to make my presence known.
I love these babies. I tell you what. All right. That's going to be it for us for this week here, folks. So thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out here. We always appreciate you on here. And for the end of the year, do you think maybe we needed to do like a a 2025 best of movie pick or something like that? Like one of our favorite movies of the year? Do we have enough?
I was gonna say, it's like I'm not even sure if I've watched enough 2025 movies to make that call. Like,
well, we could basically just say of the 2025 movies we've seen, here are our favorites.
yeah. We can do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yes, because our buddy V, of course, is very much into the movie stuff and very much looking forward to this year's Oscars and is trying to get all the Oscar nominees, checked off, make sure he's watched all of them, stuff like that. So he definitely wants to know what our picks for 2025 are. Unfortunately, I told him, it's like, I've seen very few new movies. I've seen some, but there's been a lot more that I haven't. So
right.
We shall see. So yeah. this will be a two guys picking our favorite movies of 2025, and we've only seen 10 movies all year.
Right. So, yeah. Exactly.
So there you go. It'll be a short list. We'll get to pick our favorites. Everything. So there. Anyway, so again, thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight here. Don't forget to like and share the Fanatic Forum with your friends, with your family, with even people you don't like. Just like, hey, watch this. So they'll be entertained nonetheless. So anyway, so thank you guys for joining us with the Place for Geeks here. So we are going to leave you with a word here from our friends at Comic Books for Kids. Otherwise, you all have yourselves a wonderful week. Once again, a Merry Christmas to you guys and a Happy New Year. And we will see you guys very close to the end of the year.
Yes.
So, TTFN.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals, and we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.